Welcome back, everyone. It's June 10th, 2020. I'm Jerry Hall, and here's the view from Costa Rica. A quick peek at today's market shows much of the same, a whole lot of nothing. However, I want to bring you to today's topic. Crypto's killer app is here. But before I do, I think it's very important to put on your Macro Economist glasses. We're going to take a macroeconomic look. In other words, we're going to use macroeconomics as a context in which to frame this video. I want to start with a couple of quotes. Innovation is constant. It's the rate of change that varies. That was from Raoul Powell. Here's another one. It is the rate of change that determines the level of disruption and volatility and ultimately transforms the new, which is unknown, into the stable accepted standard, which is known. That quote came from me, Jerry Hall. I just made it up this morning. I thought it was great. Hope you like it. All right, let's get to this. An important principle. In economics, the Jevons Paradox occurs when technological progress or government policy increases the efficiency with which a resource is used, reducing the amount necessary for any one use, but the rate of consumption of that resource rises due to increasing demand. A quick historic look at industries where that paradox has played itself out. International shipping, what once was batched lots of assorted sizes, innovation created shipping containers, standardized shipping, ships, ports, trucks. What's the next iteration of that? Possibly robotic ports? I don't know, time will tell. Retail stores. These were, back in the day, it was shops scattered about. Then the shopping mall and strip centers came, congesting many different retail outlets together, making it a better user experience for the end user, the consumer. Well, an innovation in that area we see today with eBay and Amazon. And we can all see what's happening to shopping malls and strip centers. Now, in the field of communication, when I was a wee lad, we had landlines. I remember at 12 years old, I wanted my own phone in my own room with my own phone number. That was a big goal of mine. Well, a technological innovation was pagers, and then analog radio, mobile phones. Nowadays, everybody and their brother has a cell phone, smartphone in their pocket. Who has a landline in their house anymore? Anyone? Who still has a pager? Anyone? You see where this is going. In the music industry, we had radio. We had retail stores, record stores, etc. Then Napster came along, turned that entire industry on its head. Nowadays, we have iTunes and Spotify right at our fingertips. Let's take a quick look at network television. In the old days, you had televisions with antennas. Then the innovation of cable came, which increased the amount of channels accessible to people. Now people are getting their network television beamed to them from a satellite. How about video? VHS, DVDs. Access to consumers became readily available through businesses like Blockbuster, retail stores. Now what do you got? You got Netflix. Where's Blockbuster? Anyone? Streaming has taken that entire industry over. Jevons Paradox, technological advances. How about the news? Back in the old days, you used to get a newspaper and you would read the newspaper and you had access to the content that that newspaper provided. Well, eventually radio and television came along and bada bing, bada boom, you had access to more sources. Then the next iteration was the internet. Nowadays, most people are getting their news initially from Twitter and Facebook, and from there backtracking to the source of the data if they want more information. I want to take you to this clip. This was from a Mark Yusko interview that I did that I will be re-editing and publishing on this channel either later this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning. But this couple of minutes that we're going to sit through, I think is really important for you to understand the context of where this is going forward.
If you think about money, right? What is money? It is a store of value. It's a medium of exchange. But do you use money every day? Do I use money every day? Well, depends how you define it. Do I use paper currency every day? Nope. I don't even carry paper currency anymore. In fact, I'm constantly apologizing because I can't tip somebody because I don't have paper currency anymore. And I need to have a Venmo account or something. So that's interesting to me, that money is changed in the way I think about it. And, Visa, which says, oh, well, Bitcoin can't match Visa and MasterCard processing speeds, nor should it try, right? Visa and MasterCard don't actually exchange money, right? What do? They keep a batch of a whole bunch of transactions, and once a month they do a money transaction. I pay them money, and then they take a piece. But I don't pay them every day or every minute I use my Visa card. So that's a payment rail. And all of the fintech payment rails that have been created, whether it's PayPal or whether it's Square, any of these things, those are great innovations. Can they cross over into the digital age and the crypto world? We'll see. Or is it going to be something like XRP as one of their products? Or is it going to be something on Lightning Network? Or is it something that really hasn't been developed yet?
Right.
And
wow. Right? I hope you're all looking forward to me releasing that interview. What an incredible guy Mark Yusko is. Doesn't see eye to eye with me on the specific value proposition that XRP holds, but you know what? Hey, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. All right, financial services. Let's take a little look here. There have been many innovations throughout the history of value transfer, from the beginning of bartering an egg for a piece of cloth through the creation of a standard unit of account, being a silver or gold coin, all the way to the modern era of currency, paper fiat, backed by a commodity gold, to the fiat backed by confidence in a national government. Important to remember that all of the innovative examples stated above created businesses that bring all the advantages to an end user, i.e. the consumer, for a fee, creating a revenue or cash flow for themselves and their shareholders. Now let's get to the meat of this video. Crypto's killer app is here. Keep in mind, it is the rate of change that determines the level of disruption and volatility, and ultimately transforms the new, which is unknown, into the stable accepted standard, which is known. Many in the digital asset space believe wholeheartedly that it is not a matter of if, but a matter of when. What have digital assets shown the world? That value transmission once was expensive, time-consuming, and prone to errors. It's now safe, secure, and can be completed in real time at a fraction of the cost by any person with a smartphone and an internet connection. Allow me to present Crypto's killer app. Can I get a drum roll, please? That killer app is the XRP Ledger with its lightning fast native token, XRP. With the company Ripple building RippleNet for enterprise level companies that require all the efficiencies of the XRP Ledger and the privacy, regulatory, and network requirements needed to facilitate customer demand. Now, for the consumer, the regular Joe on the street, it provides the ability to bypass all the rent takers who have been extracting value, being middlemen for the last 400 years. I think this is a shot across the bow for the Western unions of the world. For all those people that sit in between the actual product and the consumer that wants it, this new digital age will disrupt all of those rent takers. Important to keep this in mind, folks. Will XRP stand alone at the top of this innovative wave of disruption forever? No. But there are truths that must be taken into account. Rule number one, first to market historically will garner 60 to 75% of the market for the first 5 to 7 years. Well, check that in Ripple's box. They're the first enterprise grade software into the financial services industry. Number two, client acquisition costs more than client retention. That's right, it costs more to acquire a client than to keep them. All those clients that are on board right now and all the ones that are coming, it's going to be a lot cheaper for Ripple to keep them than it is for a new innovative technology to take them away. Number three, capital always flows to true value in the end. Number four, hey folks, Rome wasn't built in a day. Amazon had 14 years of blah. Let me take you to this quick chart as I close this thing out. All right, here is a quick peek from TradingView at the Amazon chart. It dates back to 2008. I could not get the entire history of Amazon, which I wanted to show you. But for the purposes of really making my point, you can see that there were a substantial number of years prior to 2008 where Amazon was kind of blah. Matter of fact, it had like a 14-year run of literally blah with a couple of drawdowns in between. It was not pretty. And it wasn't until 2015 that it actually started to ramp up and has now become an absolute juggernaut. Folks, we are early to the game. Remember, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So temper your expectations as it pertains to when moon, and know that if you have invested your hard-earned dollars in a digital asset for the future and you've invested it in XRP, you're in the right place. If you are investing money into cryptocurrencies because you want to get rich quickly, then you are going to play a dangerous game in the trading world with low liquidity, low capitalized tokens, but they do happen. Right now, there are altcoins exploding. The Bitcoin.com comes to mind. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. So be careful out there, folks. Know that this is a nascent space. However, human capital is flooding to this space in the form of incredibly gifted and talented engineers and coders, businessmen, financial minds. There is no question about the if, and it's really anybody's guess to the when. So stay strong, stay tough, and from Costa Rica, Pura Vida.